It's the 1st of January, which is crazy. You would think this is the slowest time of the year on the farm. And right now, we are super busy. Check it out. There is over 10,000 plants right here on the tables. And believe it or not, this is kind of how everything gets started. So these little tiny starts come in. We call these guys liners. And you can see all the roots coming on it. These are all the baby plants. And first up on our list is our shade hanging baskets. Every year I spend a lot of time kind of putting together the coolest, newest plants. I work to figure out which begonias are going to go together with which impatiens, which trailing houseplants are going to look cool with some new stuff coming in that's flowering. And this Saturday, actually, I'm going to do a class where I'm going to kind of walk you through all of the different plants we use for shade baskets, how I put them together, and we give you the opportunity to pick out what you would like to be in your custom hanging basket. You don't actually have to plant it up. We do all that hard work for you, but you get to write down. We just ask you to put down a down payment, and then come the first of the year, you can pick it out. And it's always so much fun for me because I get kind of stuck in my head how I want things to look, and having all of you put together your own combinations really gets me excited. I'm taking pictures of all of them and giving me ideas for the next year. And as you can see, there are thousands of different options on how to put your own custom hanging basket together. So this Saturday at 11 o'clock, you can just give us a call to the farm and sign up just to give us an idea on how many seats to have. And I know it's the 1st of January, not everyone can make it out to the farm, which is why it's so nice. We have Jessica back. She's got baby in tow, and she'll be doing Facebook Live for the event. So you can just log in and watch it there, and then she'll also post that to YouTube. So if you can't catch it live, you can always go back and kind of get a really good overview of all the cool stuff that's coming out for the spring. As we get going in this new year, I think it'll be really fun to kind of take you along for the ride as spring is coming up and show you the different stages of all the things that we're doing in the nursery. Fuchsia hanging baskets are one of the very first things that we start planting. They take an extra long time because what we're doing is the fuchsia start to grow. They got water coming out of them already this morning. As they come out, we have to manually go through and pinch the tips of them about 4 to 5 different times, depending on the variety and how they're growing, because you really want your fuchsias to be really nice and full, which is one of the reasons why when you buy fuchsia starts in the spring and think, oh, I'm going to plant my own hanging basket, these actually got planted in November. It takes a really long time to get a nice, full, big fuchsia hanging basket. We've got a couple thousand of them out here already. We're working on a whole bunch of different varieties. Each one is a little different, but the same kind of principle behind it. Letting them grow out, pinch them back so that that one stalk pinch turns into 2 stalks, pinch turns into 4 stalks, so that you get a really nice, full fuchsia hanging basket. This is the very first one, and now every week for the next almost 14 weeks, we're going to be planting up thousands of hanging baskets. So stay with us. It's quite the journey. This is what gets me so excited. Spring is coming. There's so many new things starting. But let's go through a couple more greenhouses and see what's coming. Welcome to Greenhouse 15. All of the greenhouses on the farm, we kind of numbered as we started building them. So a lot of times when you come out to the farm, you'll hear us, I gotta go out to Greenhouse 19 to get that. I'm over in Greenhouse 5 to get this. The greenhouses up front are 1, 2, 3, and 4. And anything beyond that is all out back. The cool thing for us at Bauman Farms is that all of these are on site. So we're growing all this stuff in the back so that if we run out up front, we can always go get you more. And I'm going to try my best to keep up as the year goes along on taking you out back a little more and showing you all the cool stuff that's growing. These out here right now, these are Heucheras, Corabels, whatever you want to call it. The cool thing is these are great. Check this out. This is a beautiful variety. Look how full this is. This is called Peach Smoothie. A great way to add color, texture, and foliage to any container on your front porch. They do really well. I find the lighter the leaves, like a lime green variety like this. This is electric lime. And a lighter color like this, they're going to prefer more shade. Morning sun, just fine, not a big deal. Afternoon sun, you'll start to see a little bit of burn on the foliage, but they do great. Think of them as like an understory plant in a forest or like a wooded area. They like that kind of filtered light. So that's what makes a pot or container on the front porch or patio great, because it's not really sitting in the direct light. There's lots of different colors, lots of different varieties. You'll see, let me grab, they're little kind of almost like foam flowers that come up off the stalk. Some people really like these. It's not, sometimes to me, it's more about the foliage, so I'll actually go in and just pick it off so that it looks a little fuller. I like the foliage better. The flowers aren't always all that impressive, right? But we also have a couple varieties. So there's Heucheras, there is Heucherellas, which are like a very close relative of it. That's what actually this variety is. And they call these, this one is called Redstone Falls. And it like sends out these little runners that come over the sides. We have this variety, and we have another variety that is more hiding back here. This one is Plum Cascade, and you can see the little runner kind of coming off the side here. So again, in like a pot or container, this would be a great one kind of spilling over the side. These beauties will last year round. What I find is come about March, this old foliage will start to die back. I kind of pick it, some of the dead leaves and stuff off, and then come April, May, like the new foliage comes in, it's off and ready to go again. Whole wide array of colors. This is another series that's called Forever. This is Forever Red and Forever Midnight. Kind of pairing those two colors together is so pretty. We have a great selection of colors. Forever Purple, really pretty kind of purple fluorescence to the foliage. You can pair these with some pansies, some primroses, maybe a grass. Easy way to give yourself just a little bit of happiness when you come home and see that fresh pot of flowers right as you walk in. Really cool little plants, but there's more in here. Come follow me. I'm always looking for cool new things. And I guess I don't know if this is new. New to me. Let's go with that, right? So this is a calancho. Calanchos like to bloom in low light. So especially during the winter time, our days get really short. That's when they start to bloom. Great plant for this time of year. This particular variety is called Tarantula. And you can kind of see from the foliage coming out how it gets its name. I think I got like 2 or 3 of these once. And I loved it so much because this blossom that comes up the end has this bright red flower, like really doubled, really cool. I love the foliage, and I tried to get more, and I couldn't. So luckily, this plant isn't patented. I could take some cuttings on it. It's actually from Australia. Nobody around here had it. So we're one of the only places that I know that has it. And you can see we were walking through the greenhouse, and Jessica was like, oh my gosh, that's what they turn into? So this little start turns into this beauty. You can see the really cool foliage. The flowers are just getting ready to pop open. This, like a covered porch or patio, you could probably keep it outside. It doesn't mind being cool. It does not want to freeze. So anything below like 35, not going to work. I probably wouldn't go below 40. 40s would probably be okay. It'll be happier in the 50s. So like an entryway into your house, maybe in your kitchen window, stuff like that would do really well. And the bloom time is super long. So it'll start blooming here really quickly. You can see almost a little bit of pink on there starting to pop open. And that will bloom for 2 months, maybe a little more. Blooms a really long time. We don't have a ton of these. I've only been propagating it for a little while, but I love these little starts. And we also have some in 4-inch as well. Last year, every year, like the people that are growing the plants, like the little tiny starts, those liners that we were looking at early on, they'll send me like trial packs, like 4 or 5 of the plants to see how they grow, if I like them or not. And last year, I got some of these new primroses. They are double varieties. They are perennial varieties. They're going to stick around a lot longer than those simple ones that are just have the single blossoms. And there's some things about these I was really impressed with. So this one right here is called Persian Weave, and I want you to see the kind of two-tone flowers, the red and the kind of gold or yellow that's on each one. So pretty. Flower color is great. There's lots of primroses that have good flower color. The thing I really like about this is it has these really long, sturdy stems. And what you find with primroses that bloom down in the foliage, anytime that gets wet, like they just rot. And as soon as the blossom rot, the leaves rot, which any of the buds down below start to rot, and it's done. Like, what was the point, right? These varieties with that blossom holding all the way up top, some of these may start rotting out, but it's easy to pick that off. And then look, you've got some brand new little buds coming up right behind it, and they're gonna last a whole lot longer. Now, if you get some of these and take them home, I still like to keep them really out of the direct rain. They're gonna last a lot longer. Put them on your covered front porch or patio. Put them in an area where the rain's not really beating on them. They last a lot better. They do not wanna go inside. They'll bloom out super fast and not do well. They like to be outside. They like to have some highlight, but if you can protect them from the rain, they're gonna do better. They have a whole series of these. This one is Persian Weave, which I think is so beautiful. This is another one. This one is called Crystal Fountain. And look at all of those blossoms coming. You'll notice again that they're really kind of shooting up above the foliage, so they're gonna last a lot longer. It is just loaded with buds. It's gonna be covered with buds for a long time, and the bloom time is super long. They're blooming now. They will probably continue to bloom until the end of March. So you get months of color. Then this is gonna just kind of hang out for a while. The foliage is gonna be there. You're gonna wanna keep the foliage on there. That foliage is going to be feeding the plant. It's just going to hang out for the summer, and come next winter, it's going to start blooming again. So you really get a lot of bang for your buck for these. They work great in planters or containers. But we have red, we have blue. Check out these new ones coming behind me. This is blushing peach. Check out that beautiful kind of color pattern on there. They're not quite as blooming as much, but they're just going to keep sending out all of those really cool flowers coming up. It's like working throughout the day, there's lots of stuff going on around here, right? But one of my favorite things to do is just take a little bit of time in the afternoon and come walking out here and seeing all the flowers starting to bloom. It's so fun. Every day there's something new going on in the farm, and throughout this next couple months, Jessica and me are going to be taking some walks out here, taking some walks with the baby, hanging out, and showing you all the cool plants that are coming. All of this stuff that we're showing you right now is available up in the store. Don't forget that January, this Saturday, what is it, Jessica?
The 11th.
11th. The 11th is going to be our shade basket class. We will post all of that information online, so even if you don't get a chance to come to the class, you can order your own shade hanging basket class, but I have to have the order by the end of January, because if I don't plant it by then, it won't be ready. And two, I can't just keep all of these plants hanging around. Like, I've got to get them planted and get moving on to the next stuff. So all shade hanging basket orders need to be in by the end of January. We'll get those planted up. I will talk to it. I will sing to it. I promise it's not as bad as you think. The plants will love it. And come Mother's Day, you're going to have this gigantic, big, beautiful hanging basket that is just custom created for you. And stay tuned, because there is lots to come in this coming season.